It's a big old yawn. That's kind of funny. Ma,
Yeah.
I took a picture today
A picture of.
on the way home from the veterinarian with Luna
Yeah.
of the smoke from the fire
Oh my God.
that was largely, I think it's, the last numbers I saw as far as size, it was 237,000 acres.
Oh my gosh.
And and it's largely because of human error, because they had a controlled burn on a red flag day. They had a controlled burn, and the part that's burning, it's like, I guess it's like somewhere down there. It's hard to get an accurate report. But people are, I don't know. I've been to where it is, because last February, I went down because there was a rainbow gathering.
Oh, okay.
And it wasn't quite full blown yet, because I didn't want to go with all, because I just like going to people watch, and I wanted to go to the hippie zoo. So I put the Longmire disc in for you, and I hit the road, and it's like 40 miles one way. I was there for like maybe 20 minutes, a half hour. There was, like I said, it was before the event started,
Yeah.
so it wasn't highly populated. There were people there that live on buses, like nomads, hippies. I was going to the hippie zoo. That's when I went to the hippie zoo last year.
Oh.
And then we stopped at the Sipapoo. I don't know how to pronounce that. I never heard enough people say it enough for me to say it how people want me to, but it's spelled anyway. It's a ski lodge down there, and they're on set status right now because of the way the fire's hit. And it's just, God, man, it's just all this stupid stuff because people are dumb. And when I was growing up, I was always out watching, like when they were building fences and when working on cars, when people were doing any kind of maintenance or anything like that, I was always right there. Always right there. And I was always asking questions.
That you always have.
Oh, there's Mr. Iskey. That's a good picture of him. Mr. Iskey. Farmer John. Well, his name's John, but I just, all along as I known him, always call him Mr. Iskey. But his name is John, and he is, in fact, a real-life, true-to-life farmer. Anyway,
Is it true life what?
he's a real-life farmer.
How would you like-
So it's not like a joke that he is a farmer named John. Because he is. It's just other people make jokes out of it, and real life is more funny. I don't know. What was I talking about? My train of thought derailed. What was I talking about, Ma?
We'll come back to
Ma, you don't remember either. What am I asking? God bless you, Ma. All right. Oh, I would always want to watch maintenance and how to fix things and stuff like that. To see things and there'd be times that I'd be watching these old guys and they just because I thought the elders knew. I thought that they're at this age, they know everything, right? But that wasn't the case, and I would oftentimes foresee accidents because I'm like, okay, that's gonna do this gonna do that. That's not gonna work. He's gonna fall, right? But they wouldn't listen to me because I was a kid. So they wouldn't listen to me. It's fine. It's just a picture of your son.
It's a cat.
I know, but he's trying to get in the window. He walked by. There's a picture of your son, of Jerry over there. So he knocked it off.
I didn't want the cat.
Anyway, so but and then I grew up paying attention to the people in charge.
Yeah.
And like the ideas that they had, and they weren't good ideas. They weren't good ideas, and Mom and I were talking about this earlier today. Is that's how we're seeing in society right now? Is a whole lot of people with a whole lot of job titles in positions of authority at all levels, from freaking county to city to state to federal level, and they've all created their own little society, their own little club, and all the offices are populated with the people that they like and the people that they want. But the egos in charge aren't hiring for what the people know. So now, essentially, the infrastructure and the guts and the heart. Well, I don't know about the guts and the. I don't know anything about that. That's a different conversation. But the United States is dissolving at a very rapid rate, and it's because people can't relinquish control and sit back and be like, you know what? I really don't know what I'm doing. And I'm going to go ahead and go over here and do anything else besides what I'm doing, because I'm not helping nothing. That's what more people should be doing right now. But because of ego and their lack of spirit, people, man, people's egos get too big, so big, they got no spirit. They don't got that little voice that says, don't hurt people. Don't do that. That's not fair. Oh, that's not right. They don't got that little voice. That's weird to me. Artie's down here. He walks under the cat tree to scratch his back. He's such a... Anyway. So I think Luna hurt her back. She had like a little re-injury of a previous back injury. I think that's what the start, her tenderness and stuff like that is. So, but her appointments aren't till July, because I kind of spread this stuff out. Because, man. And I think about all the stuff that the prices are, like, as outlandish as they are. Look at other products that are the same that haven't gone up. Look at the companies that have been consistent. See, they throw catchphrase words out into society, like, you know, they just throw them out there to bait people. Like inflation, and then it's like, oh, and then everybody raises their prices because, you know, that's just what in one hand goes with inflation, raise prices. So, and then I think about all the people that don't have to. All these are all the same companies that just got off of making freaking gazillions off of their freaking COVID bailout money. That's why they're having such a hard time getting products to distribute, made, all that jazz, is because people took the buyout. And they're like, okay, I could live on this for, you know, I'm just going to live simply. I don't need a lot, you know. I can live on this much money and not have to worry about things. And it's not as much as people think. For me, what would that number be for me? If we already had our forever home, I could do that with $1,000. And all these people are Mozilla. Well, there's a lot less billionaires because I guess Bitcoin finally tanked. It finally did what things do. When they go up, they come back down. And people are oh so surprised. So here's a good story today, though. Here's kind of a synchronistic thing today, and it's kind of a retrograde story, like, because the past is visited a lot during retrograde season. And I don't ordinarily engage with people on, like, Twitter and stuff like that. Mostly I just talk shit, like I do hashtags, like, when has the government ever said anything true, like my sign, or female veterans sick of this country's crap. I use that one a lot. On the governor here in New Mexico, on her twats, So, but there's this somebody engaged today, Elizabeth Ann. She engaged today, and she's seen me make comments before about Redding, California, because that's where I grew up. And actually, my 30-year reunion is coming up. I'm not going. I don't know if I'll ever go back to Redding again. the last time I was there and like they had the crap up the middle of the hilltop, I was like, that's just more misappropriation of funds. That's like C minus fucking who, which dipshit came up with this? Which center planner did this? And how much money did they allocate to freaking do this crap? It's just, leave shit alone sometimes. Just keep the roads paved and, but no, that people have their idea of how they want to see the world, and then we gotta fucking live with their C minus freaking junior high project crap with the palm trees and crap like that. So Tucker's snoring in the background. I think he has a deviated septum. He's always snored ever since he was a little guy, so that's what that noise is. Anyway, so Elizabeth Ann, she asked if I graduated from CV or went to churches there, and I said I graduated in '92 from CV. And then she said that as soon as she said that her husband's name, as soon as I saw her husband's name, I was like, okay. So she married on Facebook. I've always kept track. Everybody on my Facebook page, I check in with them. I keep track of where they are in life, and if they engage. If not, I don't know. Otherwise, but I always kept track with Rosie all the way from back when she had her bakery in Chico and stuff like that, because I would think I was in the Air Force still when she was doing that. And the ups and downs of the things in her life, and watching her children grow up and stuff. Anyway, so Elizabeth Ann is married to Rosie, who I went to high school, graduated together. Her older brother, who my older brother graduated from high school with. Although, the thing of it is I always have another go-to of where people can know me, because people often tell me I look familiar, especially if they're from Reading, like you look familiar. Okay, if anybody has ever gone to Chevy's Mexican restaurant in from 1993 to, when did I get fired? I worked there three and a half years, over 3 years before that D-bag Andrew fired me. God, that's another, some people you just want to rack in the nards. He was one of them. And it's like a stereotype. There's Tango going up the cat tree. And he's got to get fixed too. Anyway, so I worked there from 93, 4, 5, and then I lost it in 96, the year my grandfather died. He died. So but I was a busser. I was a busboy. So I was always everywhere. I had people stop me and say, wow, you're a really hard worker. Stuff like that. That was the guy that used to go around. I think his name was Vaughn. I never heard his talk, but they used to have people go around in elementary schools. You have everybody comes in, and the whole school comes in, and the guy talks and tells you stories. So I always like stories. Anyway, he used to be the guy he was an arm wrestling champion. And he would go, and his thing was he would bend railroad rods with his bare hands. And his arms were so anyway, he stopped me one day and said, you're a really hard worker. And I was like, thanks. That was nice, because people don't do that. I do that because people like him did stuff like that, and it made me feel good. So that's how I learn to be a decent person. That's not because I was born with it, but I look towards the examples of people that, take care of themselves, give a crap about themselves, don't think that, that have a higher power, believe in God is my preference. But I really don't care what other people are into, man. I've always known people that have been on the freaking shady side of society. Who am I to say, don't hurt nobody, don't put hands on nobody, and everybody's just fine, So that was and that's what she said. She came back and said, "That's it. I was the chip and salsa girl." So, yeah, I brought a lot of people chips and salsa. I thought about how many people, like I've connected with, just in ways like that my whole entire life, and how big people's circles are, and how small this world really actually is. You know it? Because this world isn't as big. There ain't no 7 billion people on the planet. There ain't never... I guess I've been around the planet too many times. I've been to different places around the world. And a lot of places in the United States, Alaska, stuff like that. And I just am always looking for all these millions and billions of people that they always say live on this planet, and all I just see is wide open spaces. Yeah. Yep. It don't add up, man. It don't add up. And when has the government ever said anything true? They never have. They've never said anything true about anything. They've embellished and freaking made stuff up and... just rob people blind doing it and telling us it's just for our own good. And I know those personality types because I freaking just have paid attention to them. I have been studying human nature, human behavior, psychology, my whole entire life. It's in my astrology. It's in my chart. I want to know what drives people to be the people that they are. Wrong, right, and different, I don't care. I just want to know why they act the way that they act. If they're so withholding, or if they're really, really generous. What got them to that point? Some people, I don't want to know. I don't care. Well, whatever got you there. Get good luck on the rest of the way to wherever you're going. Anyway, I'm happy to report, Luna got some prednisone. She won't have her dental until July, but my heart's already broken today because I was already on high alert. My God, friggin'. And the song that's playing in right here right now, in my ear right now, I'm going to try and do this without freaking starting to bawl. It's over now. But tomorrow morning, my friend, I was telling the people at the vet place when after I was just talking to the receptionist and stuff. It was after 5. If things were winding down, I was asking questions and stuff, and then, I was telling the women that I got to get their names. The receptionist, I got to get their. I got the Natalia. I got to get anyway. So the one lady, she said, yeah. I said, I never used to be how I am now because until I had those 8 anthrax vaccines. And it fried my endocrine system. And they give you 2 at a time. And the one lady, she said, they wanted to give those to my husband. And for whatever reason, he didn't. I said, I didn't know I had a choice. I just always did what I was told because that's what you do. But I did. There is a lot of stuff I didn't do that I was told. So, but I didn't know I had a choice there. And then the girl that was sitting next to her, the younger girl that was living there or working there, the receptionist at the vet doctor. She said that because her mom and dad were both in the Air Force, and she said they wanted to give it to her mom, but she was pregnant with her. And I was like, thank God that both of your loved ones avoided that because it ruined my endocrine system. It's fried it. So, to give them an example, how I explain it to people is that how most people, I already had the stuff, the exciting life that we've had, Right, Ma? We already had that, but then with those freaking 8 doses of freaking, because they have 0.5 milliliters of formaldehyde in each. So that and that stuff has been known. They've done studies, and that stuff has been known to cause, ALS and stuff. You see, people bouncing and stuff like it's because of crap like that. Their central nervous system is just fried. And so, I was like, yeah. And so, how people regularly, you have your fight or flight. I said, I'm constantly in a state of fight. There's no flight. Like that, when that kid knocked that Slurpee out of my hand last week, I was standing by the door, and in my mind, I'm picking, because there's a freaking fire extinguisher right here, right next to the door. I'm chilling him out with the fire extinguisher. Spraying him down with it, not hitting him over the head. Just because people are fucking, how he worked there, and he had his own scenario in his mind without including me, got mad at me, and knocked the fucking Slurpee out of my hand. And then I'm like, give me my $1 back, because I just like, because people are going crazy. So when you see me lifting weights all day, that's why. People, I'm an asshole magnet. That's for sure. Man, people are getting nutty out there. So anyway, my friend, her son Jagger had his viewing tonight. He's 14 years old, just turned 14 beginning of March last month. Service is tomorrow at 10 a.m. Central Time. Kings of Kings Church in Omaha, Nebraska. There will be a vehicle, hot rod, motorcycle, caravan from King of Kings to his final resting place down, I believe it's in the La Vista. It's just, life turns on a dime. It turns on a dime. It was a week ago today. His dad dropped him off at work, or at school, on his way to work. It just said, same things. Routine. Love you. Have a good day. Be good. Or love you. Be good. Whatever. What routines that people do. Normalcy. Routine. And then, it's just the weirdest thing. It's just how it was supposed to be. I've never had a food allergy. Mom, you don't have food allergies, do you? That you know of? Well, I've never seen you have an allergic reaction to anything, and we pretty much eat the same thing. So, but, and when I was growing up, people didn't really have them. I think Snookum is right. That does have a lot to do with the GMOs. That people's bodies aren't working the way they're supposed to work because it's been mucked up and gunked up because of a convenient lifestyle. I don't know what the reasons are. The reasons are different to each in their own. But I know I lived a very convenient lifestyle for a number of years, and I was also at one point almost 200 pounds. And I'm only tallest I've ever been is 5'3"3/4. So I know a lot about eating my feelings. I know a lot about learning healthier, positive ways to get past that. I never really had food because I grew up poor, so poor we didn't have money for food. So being anorexic, I didn't like scarcity. I don't like scarcity, and throwing up just freaking hurts. It's just it's messy. But I would definitely eat my feelings. I would definitely get a bag of freaking Reese's. When we lived on Manzanita, Ma, I'd go down to the grocery outlet down there and get a bag of, because Doreen, the lady, would get hung over on Sundays and want me to ride my bike up to Public Market to get her hangover food. Usually like a Coke and whatever. Anyway, so I'd use my earnings. I'd save them, and then I'd go get like bags of freaking those little mini Reese's peanut butter cups and stuff like that. Those little, like, in those and or whatever they had, caramels, stuff like that, and then I go climb up on the tree and sit on the tin roof and eat them. I wasn't allowed to eat a lot of sugar and sweet stuff because I was diagnosed. I wonder what happened to what's ever happened to all of the results on all of the tests that they've ever compiled on me in my whole entire life. You know what? That'd be interesting. Like, my medical file isn't real thick because I try to take care of myself. I don't always eat the best. Still. I don't know. But I do better because I make sure Mom eats really good. And then so I eat better because I make sure Mom eats really good. So, I don't know. So isn't that how it is? That's how I learned how to take care of myself and taking care of other things. It's kind of backwards for me, but I'm backwards.